Ozymandias, a poem by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Percy Bysshe Shelley was the son of a rich nobleman of England, educated in Eton, an exclusive school for the elite, and then sent to Oxford. He lived from 1792 to 1822. Ozymandias. I met a traveller from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked and the hand that fed." And on the pedestal these words appear, "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away." Line 1. The poet narrates a conversation he had with a traveller from an antique land, which means an ancient land. We don't know where. Perhaps Egypt, maybe Greece. In the next two lines, in a desert, two huge legs of stone with no part of the rest of the human body, the torso, and a huge broken stone face. Visage means face. That's a French word. Remember, the same word is appearing in visor, which you use for your helmet. We also use the word envisage. They are lying near those legs, half sunk in the sand. Lines 5 to 8. The expressive features on the face of the stone idol showed that the sculptor could interpret human emotions very well. The frown on the face, the wrinkled, twisted lips, and the sneer, an expression of scorn and disdain, showed that the sculpture must have been that of some scornful and arrogant ruler. The word "tell" here means the sculpted facial expressions are so realistic that they almost seem to speak. The sculptor was able to understand and reproduce the facial expressions and cruel passions of the angry man. Notice how well the poet is able to convey such deep meanings in so few words. A sneer makes the arrogant ruler look powerful, you see. The cold command, the emotionless command of an autocratic ruler with no concern for the welfare of his people. Yet these human emotions, vividly and permanently displayed in lifeless stone sculpture, have actually outlasted the hand, which means the sculptor who made it, as well as the king who mocked, which means made fun of or ridiculed his people. Ironically, the king nourished and fed such malicious emotions in his heart. These vicious emotions have lasted for tens of thousands of years, even after stone edifices have crumbled and fallen down. And such emotions last till this day. We need to root out such bad emotions if we are ever to live happily in this life. Can you recall similar thoughts expressed by Shakespeare 200 years even before Shelley? Shakespeare said, "The evil that men do lives after them, the good oft interred with their bones." Poets are very good students of human psychology, you see. Lines 9 to 14. The following words can be seen on the pedestal. "My name is Ozymandias. I am the King of Kings. O you mighty people." He is referring to the great people who would see the writings on the stone sculpture much later in the future, you must ponder upon my actions. Ponder about my cruel and ruthless actions over my people during my rule, and you will feel sorry for me. Perhaps sorrier for me than for the people whom I ruled heartlessly. Except these broken, lifeless, decaying stone carvings lying around, nothing else remains. For miles and miles around, only the flat desert sands can be seen stretching away into the distance. Not a trace of my good deeds, I regret to say. What's the moral of this poem? Shelley wishes to give us a strong and significant message. Negative emotions, and by the way, who does not have such feelings? Emotions like anger, disdain, and resentment can survive through many generations even after we are dead and gone. Hence, if we wish to be happy in life, we ought to root out such vile emotions from our lives. See you soon with a new lesson.